Just we're trying to do the technical thing, but it's great for us to have counsel here this morning. It's been a couple of times since he was last here, so it's great for us to have him. So we're trying to link up with him while always trying to solve playback. The boys in your coat. You're going
Okay.
Okay.
Still not.
It's still there?
The technical aspect have not been settled.
I'm not sure it's still there. Let's see.
Okay.
I'm joining council.
Yeah, let's go ahead with council. I think it should be okay now.
Yeah, council. Good morning.
Council. Okay.
Welcome back to O'Neill from the Big Apple.
I wish I could have called council, man. The general assembly,
Big
man.
Apple.
If President Tiawan going to travel to Plus UNG and I'm covering you, man, that's going to be a privilege, man.
Well, it's good to be thinking positively.
Maybe about 2030, 2031, council will be going. Who knows?
But O'Neill didn't go to the
Statue of on the phone. Let leave that conversation with how on the phone between you. You want to keep that off the record for me?
I told you I live in New York for almost a year, and if you go to New York and you don't go to the Statue of Liberty, there's something missing.
Okay, so why went? So I stopped in my country halfway.
Yeah. I pay your way to go to Nimba, you refuse to go.
Must you say that?
Yeah.
No, but they just don't give you girl.
Oh, invited him,
yeah. Do you love the course to go to Nimba County? Yeah, I started running Salala.
He stopped in Salala.
Yeah, I started with Salala.
Marcus and myself, we say go to our country. You say, I get money,
Yeah,
you pay your way.
Yeah, but the vehicle I was riding with Abraham Shaw, the vehicle just go down along the highway.
Makamso, how are you? Been, a couple of weeks.
I'm fine. We have to give the space to those who are setting the agenda.
Okay.
And so we who did not win, but support them one way or the other, have to give chance to the people who control power to set the agenda.
Why are you still carrying the broom? I mean,
the broom is very important. The broom is important. The broom is a symbol of my determination and rallying all the Liberian people to sweep corruption from the government of Liberia. That's the only impediment to our development.
That is good.
And so I carry everywhere. I carry in the church. I carry during wedding. I carry during funeral. I carry everywhere.
It's not heavy in your hand.
It's not heavy. And but people are curious. By the time they see the broom, what's the broom for? They explain. So it stimulates awareness creation.
How true is information that President Bouaka has been offering you jobs, and he said you don't want to work in anybody's government, you want to be your own president in the future?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I'm governed by certain principles. One of them is to create new leaders. I don't like doing the same thing over and over. I like to create new leaders. As you see, for example, our President Obama, my vice president is carrying on. The current Solicitor General of Liberia is someone who I took from the bar and brought to be my deputy, the assistant minister for litigation, and sending abroad to so many training programs. Today, I'm proud that he's Solicitor General of Liberia. We need to make people. The most important one that I developed now is the fact that I've been teaching human rights law for about 8 years. You journalists will come, I'm knocking on my door all the time. Here is the great news for you.
Okay.
About 12 of my former students in human rights have established a media law network. And they are now going to be defending journalists. I have reproduced myself.
So maybe we can talk. With fucking details.
Yeah.
No one else shut you up with lawsuits or whatsoever.
People call me now and say, "Oh, I'm in jail. I just refer you to my former student." Or you say you have been sued, damages, or you are being arrested, or there's a sheriff at your door. I will just call the media network, and they will come. Look, last week, Front Page Africa correspondent in Bonkande was held in contempt. By the judge in
it's a Bonk or Margibi? As I want Jave.
I think I live in Bonk County.
The
case came from Margibi.
Okay.
And one of the media network lawyers with me in Banga said, "Oh, you guys don't have to come. I'll take care." You see that? So I like to replicate myself. Look, right after the election, as you know, the Liberian People's Party expressed support for the Unity Party in the second round. I want to see President Bouaka along with my running mate. And then I said, I'd like to advise you. By the way, you misspelled my name. It's Tiawan, not Taiwan. All right.
TIA.
Yeah, TIA. So then I said, the president, I'd like to advise you. He said, go ahead. I said, you are an older person. Bring new people into your government as ministers. Try to build a new set of leaders for Liberia. Don't bring old ministers. It will not give people hope.
You said that to the president.
I said that to the president in the presence of his vice president, in the presence of my former running mate. And I said, it will give people hope. And I said, bring people who are deputy ministers under President Salif, or even under President Weah, assistant ministers, or other people, so that they can be motivated to work harder. Other people will say, you know what? When you work hard, you can get promoted. Don't bring back the same people. Because, you know, it doesn't make sense. If the second grade students don't get promoted to third grade, where will the first grade students go? There must be movement, you know. So I said, when I got through advising you, and I'll say this on the radio, he said to me, but I want to make you my Minister of Justice. I said
the president
yes,
said that to you.
Yes.
Okay, I see what the news or popular all the social media. Yeah. Tiawan Gongloe for Minister of
He
Justice.
said, I want to make you my Minister of Justice. I said, Mr. President, I have plenty of bad habits like other people. But one of the habits I don't have, I said, one of the habits I don't have is inconsistency. I just advised you a minute ago. Don't bring old minister. Myself, I'm an old minister too. I'm not making an exception for myself to say, you know what, bring me, but don't bring the other people. That is selfish, that's inconsistent. I believe there are a lot of people in this country, and there should be a flow instead of stop. The people should keep moving in the line. You know, when other people say they leave, other people come. So, Michael, yes, the president offered me to be Minister of Justice.
And you said no.
On the basis of my idea, my principle that you always have to keep growing people, I said no. Let other people serve.
This is the government you supported. I mean, during the runoff, you have former President George Weah and former Vice President Joseph Boyka. Your political party was one of the first party that gave to support.
It was the first, not one.
Okay, what's the first political party? What's your impression thus far? 8 months now.
Oh, the party issued a statement. We said there have been some good things done, but there have been missteps. And it was all in the paper. In fact, the look at we have popularized the term missteps because everybody is using missteps now.
Okay,
you know, but as objectivity, you know, initially they did some things like the road and all of that, and I can boastfully say that my former running mate is one of the best guys in the government, you know, that can be shown. He's doing so well because EPA was an obscure entity. Nobody knew about EPA. People were thinking about some kind of NGO, not knowing it's a serious law enforcement entity. And Dr. Yuri Akpala had made it so that people are now afraid. Can you imagine China Union fine and had to negotiate to come back?
It's international, I think, another company.
Yeah. And so many. That is governance. Governance by the rule of law. And so, you know, they've done some good things. The Minister of Foreign Affairs came and said, oh, there are too many people having our diplomatic passport who don't deserve it. She canceled them. That's governance. Took immediate action. So some good things have been done. But there are several things that have not been done properly. You know, and people have to begin.
You don't want to mention that?
I'm coming.
Okay.
You know, I don't mince my words.
Okay. Yeah. This is still on, man. Go ahead.
No, I suffer too much for this country, you know, and I don't really mince my words. Look, for example, I have said, the president said, I want to have a government of inclusion. Everybody must be included in this government. So I came up with a public advice. Because when you talk to the president alone, it's not sufficient. Because when you talk openly, there are advisors, there are other people, party people, all of that. I wrote an article that was published in the front page at the Daily Observer. I said, I'm giving you open legal advice. The formula for establishment of a government of inclusion was formulated in 1973 by the National Legislature. At that time, we had 9 counties. And the 4 counties that were created in 1964, that are the interior counties, the 5 counties along the coast, from Cape Mount to Cape Palmas, they all had ministers. They said the interior people are getting educated or we got to include in the government. So they came up with an amendment of the executive law in 1973 and has section 10.2, which I memorized. It says, as much as practicable, the president of Liberia shall appoint one cabinet minister from each of the counties. As soon as that law passed, President Talbot, that was during President Talbot's time,
Okay.
he appointed Jackson F. Doe, Minister of Education from Nimba County. He appointed Edward B. Cassidy, Minister of Information from Lofa County.
Okay.
He appointed Jim Ward Barbier, Minister of Defense from Bong County, and they appointed Choho Pai from Grange, Minister of Postal Affairs, Post and Telecommunication. Everybody became included. So now that's the formula for government of inclusion. Not to be arbitrary. Now, if you have, 21, 22 member cabinet, when you appoint the 15, the other 4, you can appoint them on any criteria. Your church member, your county mate, your fraternity mate, your football club mate, whatever. But at least everybody got their 1-1. Then you've done justice, then you govern by rule of law. Because you know what? If we had a Senate or a legislature with predominantly strong opposition people, that could be a ground for impeachment. Because you see, the president took oath on the day of inauguration to obey, to promote, to defend, to execute the Constitution and statute laws of Liberia. That executive law section 10.2 is a statute law, and he took an oath. If you violate the statute, that's a violation of your oath for office. So I still advise him that I hear that they're talking about reforming the cabinet. If they reform the cabinet, it should be consistent with the law so that everybody feels included. Right now, for example, Southeastern Liberia, I think one of the Minister of Justice and Minister of State, both them are from the same county, Sando County. The rest of the 5 counties, I see the minister come from there. They don't feel included, as president, especially along, you have to run an inclusive government, not an exclusive government, because part of the trouble in this country was exclusivity. For a long time, it was saying, oh, the American Liberians control power by themselves. Then in 1973, they improved it. Then they said the other country, the president from the country, we have to stop it. The failure of government should not be failure to include. Let's get that one on our belt. And we have a law for it. I don't know of many countries that have law for inclusion like this. So we have a clear formula. Look, today in the United States that will follow. I don't know whether they have a law, but when they form the government, they can have African American in the cabinet. You just came from there. They will have Asian American. They will have Latino American. They even have Buttigieg because he belongs to the LTBG.
I mean, that's inclusion.
Yeah,
The inclusion. That's what they make the United States.
They'll bring female. They'll bring different people, different characters, so that the population is properly represented in the government. At least take care of that. You can make other mistakes, but say everybody is on board. And I'm repeating it that the president, those who advise the president, should make sure that the president stops this violation of the law.
There is this hard news on the social media. The president should dismiss suspension. Those who are not performed, those who corruption, some with some have been alert. You should take the action. You think what's your take on it?
There should be no compromise in running a government that will seek the common good of the people. The president has met his bargain by bringing his friends, his partisans, whoever into government. Their side of the bargain is to do what is right. I advised President Sally one time when, there was a time she was inviting all the ministers to review them in 2010. And she forgot about me. So I called the late Miss Cooper and said, I minister too. So, yeah, so at 4 o'clock I did call me when I said, she said, I don't know why I forgot about you, but maybe I know why. I review you, then you review. I call the cabinet ministers, I review them, then they review me. I said, okay, I'm ready for the review. She said, but they say, the report showed that your PRS report is good, poverty reduction strategy report is good. You are the first to go to labor ministry, you are the last to leave. And then your hand in the cookie jar because I have other thing I can check for. I get a report. So I finish with you. You review me. You have anything on me? I said, I got plenty of things on you.
You back the president
I said,
to take action.
Yeah, I said there are plenty of things on you. Number one is you brought your friends and family members into the government. You met your side of the bargain. The side of the bargain is to make sure your government functions properly.
You said that to President Saye.
President Saye used to say to me, Gongloe the government for you and myself. That only you and myself went to jail. All these scary people here, they know want to jail. That are to our government. So I was talking to my partner, that our government. We were the two jailbirds that were in your government.
So if the opportunity is given to me, President Boyka, I mean, you are betting that was then.
I would tell him what I'm saying.
We tell President Boyka the same thing. Nobody should have no party because of party loyalty.
I would tell him more than what I'm saying on the air. I'm telling you. So I told her, I say, the people in your government, there are people in your government that are so corrupt and robbing all of us because they're still ministers. And because I'm a teacher, I like to give a vivid example. I say the people down Watersa, Watertown Market, they know the people who corrupt in your government. Big people. But you went and suspended Swazi Genesis for selling electricity to the neighbors. Yeah, that corruption. But I don't know what people talking about. They talk about the real barracudas in your government. Then she said, that one are true. And she said, next week, I'll get rid of one of them. I said, that's your second mistake I got. The second thing I want to tell you, President, don't give this kind of information out. I say, I'm minister. Suppose I get on and tell the minister, the president, come and fire somebody. You know what you be doing to your government? The corrupt people say, but then let me take my last eating here because I know that they come and get rid of me. It will honor by your government. Or some people want to do business with your minister will say, let's wait until the new minister comes. Madam President, do used to 2 o'clock news, you are launched, you are fired. After everything, you should be surprised. Even as I'm hearing now, the president may fire. I heard they say Senator Darrell say, they come. That information that anybody should know. That undermines the government. Because you gave me information, I suppose maybe I'll be fired. Let me take my eating here. Let me cut this order, let me do this deal quick. No, it should be surprised. That the only information that the president should not share with even his best aide, the president will fire.
Wow.
No. Because it showed your supremacy as president that you alone know. Even the people around say, that meant that when you're ready, you're fire, we know. Everybody. So that action should be taken against who are betraying the public trust. And there should be no
Because only you think there's a need for reshuffle just after 8 months and 8 years, right?
There should be a need for reshuffle even after 1 week in government. If there are fundamental things that are not being done, the president should not hold back. Holding back is a betrayal of his oath of office. Because if you're running your farm, you can hold back. But you're running the Republic of Liberia. And this is a country, what used to guide me in government, the fact that over 300,000 people were killed in this country, not because of tribal differences, not because of religious differences, but because of bad governance, stimulated by greed and corruption. There should be no patience for anybody who betrays the public trust. So if you can make mistake, don't go into government. Go make a mistake in your shop or on your farm.
Wow. Great. What sort of country is this? I mean, quite recently, you attended a program. You had this article, I'm reading it. What went to your mind? What kind of
I have been giving speeches in this country. Listen, I've been an advocate in this country from the 70s. A company we said I went to jail in 1978. I used to tell President Saye, yeah, 2 hours went to jail, but I'm older than you. Because I went to jail in 1978 when you're deputy minister. You went to jail in 1984. So they jail business, I'm your senior.
Who jail you at that time?
Tolbert. Yeah.
Okay.
We opposed Jimmy Carter visit here because Jimmy Carter spent 3 days in Nigeria. Then he was coming to spend 1 hour to refuel his plane, and President Tiawan declared holiday for the whole country. So what do you mean by that? Our economy will go down. Yeah. For one, yeah. We're gonna. you know, I say we say you're reducing the importance of our country. Because never in the history of Liberia that president go to America
So is that coming for
and
just to refill the plane and
yeah.
go? Okay.
So President Trump went to the airport and said the children demonstrating and begging, you just reach in town. You came in town. We spent the whole day in jail. In the evening, the reunion was 6. Chamuna Stewart and all of that.
What kind of country is this?
What? Yeah.
What kind of
So what kind
country?
of country is this? All this talking, going to jail, nothing can change. That's what got me when I want to speak to this trade union in trade union for hospitality, communication, and flight and all of that. So I said, it just came to my mind. I said, but what am I going to say? What kind of country is this? We talk, nobody listen. People promise to come, they do the same thing or even do what. So what kind of country is this? The voters, when they're ready, they elect the most corrupt people. Yeah, you know.
What kind of country is this?
Yeah, what kind of country? The churches, when they say they want honor Father of the Year, that the people who they know are very corrupt, but they bring them money.
What kind of
They
country
honor.
is
What kind
this?
of country is this?
I guess
Yeah,
echoing for
what
you.
kind of country is this? Yeah, when people. President Barker, for example, I'll tell the woman this money, our president. You say no business as usual, he left parable. But you say no business as usual. President John Weah declared that he had reduced the salary by 25%. But we didn't tell what the salary percent, nothing if you don't know the whole number. President Barker took it and said he had reduced the salary by 40%. But he never told the whole number. That business as usual there. What kind of country is this? Let them tell all the salaries.
Maybe we should wait for you 2029 now.
You know, what kind of country?
2029, I mean, this will be.
So what kind of country is this? Their salaries are in secret. Do you know in this country, the nurses, the teacher, the police officer, the immigration officer, and the low level civil servant, do you know it takes some of them 7 years to make the president pro tem salary? That kind of disparity is scandalous. It doesn't make sense. That's not how it used to be. You know, the government that will criticize True Party and think the poor are making ministers were making under under $2,000. So my father was a village teacher, he was making $50. You were not college graduate, but college graduates.
I mean, the price is going
Yeah,
up.
but if the prices going up, why should the poor at the top on the salary go up, the poor at the bottom on the salary be going down? There was a time in this country when you graduate from college, on a top of $500 starting salary, you engineer $900. And that's what is happening. Yeah, they give credence to people who actually did the work, not the politician, not the people at the top there. So that's what the country is not going for. Because the people at the low level who actually do the work, who are in the kitchen, are not motivated to work. And the people at the top, whether they work or not, they take big pay. And we don't know their salary. What kind of country is this that the salary of the people are in secret? We, the people of Liberia, who are the employers, don't know their salary. You employ your yabo. To tell people you don't know your yabo salary, there's something wrong with you. Because you are the employer. We, the people of Liberia, employ the president, the vice president, the chief justice, the president pro tem, the speaker. We don't know their salary. The salary I'm talking about speaker and president pro tem going in the budget, they say the only elected official on our budget, so that the speaker, they will say, okay, that $245,000. President pro, the only elected officer in that office, that the president pro tem, $254,000. And you know the worst thing? America's president pro tem makes less than the president pro tem of Liberia. America's speaker makes less than the speaker of Liberia. Does it make sense to you?
What kind of country is this?
What kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? that we who are begging got our official making higher than the country that we're begging. What kind of country is this? That's why I went to what kind of country is this? When I went to school, when I went to school, hey man, my people never government school, but it was free. Not only that, they used to give us textbooks. Yeah, free textbooks. At the end of the year, we return it. Then we're eating careful, free food. When I went to Cllr school, up to the time I graduated from St. Mary's, my people never pay even up to $100 a year. I think the last school fee we pay was $70 a year. Uniform was cheap. Today, All the schools are telling you, buy the uniform for us, government watching it. And the uniform prices are higher than if you sew it outside for your children. The worst thing I've seen, I'm appealing to President Barker to use his presidential authority to issue an executive order and just cancel it.
Right.
No graduation fees. That is complete. It doesn't make sense.
No graduation fee. There should be no
Graduation
graduation
fee. I didn't pay a graduation fee. President Barker didn't pay a graduation fee. Almost everybody working in government did not pay graduation. What is the graduation fee? What is it for? O'Neill, graduation day, what expenses the school can make?
Yes, the school will justify
Listen to
that.
me. The time I went to Edu Souvenirs, and if you have your class project, your senior class, you can collect your money and buy your ring and all of that. But for the school to impose graduation fees that go to the school, right? What do they do on that one day? In a few hours, not even a whole day. Maybe maximum 3 hours for graduation, an hour, 3 hours. You rent, if you don't have a sound system in your school, you rent a sound system. If you don't have a hall, you rent a hall. What the next thing? And chairs. Many of the private schools belong to churches. They bring the chairs from the church hall and use it. Then you charge people 100. I paid $75 for a kindergarten child that was staying with me, and it really bothered me. So $75 for what?
What kind of country?
What kind of country?
So if we're going to make a change, what do we start from? The top or the bottom? Or maybe the motorbike rider out there.
No.
If the country will make a change, what do we start
We're starting from the top.
The top?
Oh, yes. Look, the former vice president, Benny Mono, was right. The fish starts getting head not from the tail, but from the head. From the head. If you as a father now, you telling your children every day, don't lie, but you owe Cllr $200, and you say, come to my house after church on Sunday, 3 o'clock. Then you tell your children, today I'm going to Banga. Anybody can, you watching TV. And I come there, I start, your papa, our papa going to Banga, I start insulting. Your papa is irresponsible, he useless, he this, he that. Tomorrow morning at devotion, when you're telling your children, don't lie, they'll just look at you. Leadership starts from the head and is by example. You know, I was speaking to some people on Saturday at the Peloton, and some of them have been listening. I said, there's a way to get out of poverty. President Topper said, the soil is a bank. And let me tell you, I can tell you an example.
The soil is the what?
It's a bank.
It's a bank.
You can withdraw from it by using the soil. Me, I'm a lawyer. Every day I get something like $5, $10. But you know what? I saw that we have 2 acres of land, and just one small place would be house in Boston. I got palava sauce. The whole yard planted with not even all of it. My wife said I'm gonna use the front because they my garden business. She need her front to be. But part of the yard, about less than an acre, I have palava sauce. I have water green. I have potato green. I have pepper. I have Cllr green. And you'll be surprised. I have made, my children told me the other night when they're selling, we eating it. They said, Daddy, we now made $32,000 in the past few weeks. So when I made my contribution to Peloton, their fundraising program on Saturday, I say, I'm giving you $20,000 is from my garden. So I'm asking you people in Peloton here not to have any empty land here.
Let me take you back a little bit on this issue of audit. What's your take on it? Because we have a recording here we normally play in the morning. We'll audit. You know, what's your take on audit? People see it as witch hunt. Last time we saw the former finance minister, someone who just walked through the court system, and the other time people are rejoicing. What's your take on it?
Audit is old. Audit is to make sure that you are spending government money in accordance with the law, you know, in accordance with the budget, and you are accounting for it. And audit itself is not an indictment, right? Audit just shows what has happened. You know, they can do the financial audit and also do physical audit. All the furniture you have, when the auditors come, they check everything to see, you know, whether you bought things and where you bought them from and what quality of things you bought and all of that. Nobody should call audit a witch hunt. But if you're not a witch, don't be afraid. You know, when I was prosecuting As Solicitor General, you know, I can boast and say I'm the only lawyer since the Republic of Liberia was created
Have you prosecuted anybody on
that created, I mean, that prosecuted a sitting head of state. And the matter, he took the matter to the Supreme Court on prohibition and said, as former head of state, I cannot be prosecuted. And I appear before the court and argue, you say immunity. I say, justices, I say, Your Honors, what the petition is talking about is not immunity. He's asking the court to recognize impunity because.
And what was that?
The late Judy Bryant.
Okay, you prosecuted.
Yeah, Judy Bryant. Yeah. So the thing is,
you got to do something.
Well, I'm not calling him there. I'm just saying the right thing. That
what will you call? What will you call? No,
listen. I'm not. If I went to jail, if I was
you were scared to make mention of swear?
No, man.
Okay, go ahead. You went to jail before,
why you carry me way down to slavery? When I'm talking about executive mansion. Let me tell you something. I stood up against Talbot. I stood up against Doe. I stood up against Taylor. I was the only person who told the Senate, appearing before the Senate, President violates his oath of office. You have an obligation to impeach him. When I came from there, Curtis Finley said, "Well, you depending on if I Senator Jala, from Buffalo County, Jala. Okay. He took me to office around 5 o'clock. He said, "Where you depending?" I said, "No, I depend on Liberia. I'm a law for Liberia." He said, "I scared for you. You were talking. I was scared. You talk about impeachment. You tell to impeach the president." I said, "Yeah, that's one of your duties." I didn't even have a driver. I said, "He said you got a battalion of soldiers downstairs to protect you." I said, "No." I walked to my car. Look, I'm only afraid to do what is wrong. For my country, I say I'm loyal. Take it from me. 2 C's: my conscience and my country. You know.
That is great, counsel.
So I believe that one of the things that the president should do immediately so that people can see that change has come is to get rid of the graduation fee. It doesn't make sense that one day that open legal corruption, you know, and for the Minister of Education to even say, "Oh, we reduce it," and this, that. They should get rid of it. It has no place. Do you know some of the graduation fee can be higher than the annual tuition? Because they just imposed that. University of Liberia, government of Liberia say it's free. Graduation day, the children pay annual $380 US. It doesn't make sense. There's no justification for that. It should be. I'm teaching at the university. I'm speaking. There's self-criticism. There's no place for that. It's wrong. It's like you're stopping people from going to school because some parents who can't pay that graduation fee and all the kind of fees are now reluctant on how many children to send to school and all that. No. The government should be motivating people to send every child to school, not to create any hindrance.
That is true. Council, followed from my end, recently, as you followed, Liberia launched its bid for the non-permanent seat on the Security Council, calling on all permanent Liberians to join the campaign and ensure that Liberia can get the victory. What is your take on that?
You know, I even put an open letter to President George Weah. I'm sure if you didn't read on the radio, it was public, appealing to him that for national interest, he should forget about all the disrespect they're showing, because I consider it complete nonsense to say the president can use former president can use presidential guest out, one lunch or VIP lunch. Because sitting in presidential chair does not make you president. To become president in the country, you must be elected and you must have taken the oath of office in a public place. So every day you want to tell me the people can sit in the president's chair at the executive mansion when they're cleaning the money in the president. It's just something that should not have come in our national discourse. It's too childish. So with all of that, the disrespect and even, can you imagine some of the things that if I were president, Donald Sano would be fired immediately and not even suspended? I can say that. Because the Minister of Foreign Affairs wrote a letter to the former president, I'm sure with the consultation of the president, that the dean of the cabinet. And then the deputy minister can say, "We don't have time for George, I am not important." That type of free talking is inconsistent with the dignity of running a government. He should have been dismissed immediately, not even suspended, so that nobody tries that. Yeah? So I support it.
That was great.
I support it. And I'm going to say, I was appealing to President, He's a bigger figure than me in terms of stature as a former president. Let everybody speak with one voice. That's the one thing that we should all agree to. Because it gave recognition to Liberia. I mean, you'll be sitting at the table and putting your issue there while you put in Africa's issue, right? We are going to War Crimes Court. We need the full support of the United Nations Security Council. So if we are there represented, it makes it easier to talk to Europe and America.
Yes, getting a play back there, I mean, it's not good for us.
It makes it easier for us to make our case to the United Nations, right? So I support it, and I'm calling on all Liberians to support it.
Okay. Great. What's your date? 2029. Biden Samuel Gaffney announced himself contesting Senate in local 2029. You still have the ambition to contest for the presidency 2029?
That's not what I keep on the show to say. I'm
No,
a lawyer.
no,
I'm a lawyer.
I mean,
I like to keep
yeah,
it.
you don't want
to be minister again. You don't want to be like
so
you
when you contest 2029,
and I told the president that time, I said, you see my running mate, he had never been in government, so give him opportunity to serve because
2029 you still have
so he's serving and doing very well.
you still have the eye on 2029.
And it will come to you, the state president.
Then discussion here myself have this money. I want for you to be on your news for the next week.
Yeah,
and by the time that question you're talking about, I've been with the media for long. It will just sweep every Google thing I've said this morning. I'm not prepared to say anything like that.
Great. So let's get Alliance activated. The political leader of the Liberian People Party, LPP, Councillor Tiawan Saye Gongloe is live with us on TBS.
Yeah, that is women call on 0770202579 exclusively for the women. 0770202579
07772859661, the mill line. Go ahead and call. Let's see if we can pick some calls coming through. This one is the Breakfast Show 96.1, the Hot and Soul of Liberia. Yes, you got our first caller coming.
Good morning.
Good morning, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Please lower your monitor. Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's pick up on the female line. Thank you. Let's do a minute.
Good morning. Huh?
That mill line.
You miss it target.
Let's see this person. Everybody talking about creation, peace, and council spoke about that.
Yeah.
All this other thing talk about. Good morning.
Good morning.
The perception of the country is that the wrongness are always playing off the entire country. We don't easily, I don't want to be sort of small, hold on, because we don't know the fact that we know everybody's job is a particular problem that is causing public perception wrong in the investigation process of our country. Now, let me teach you this thing back. Gongloe, I want to know that you are the lawyer for the research of the governor. Now, The president is our president.
Now I'm going.
Somebody thinking of people who are actually in position in the league. I heard that you were out of this already at the court. So we want to speak last one. For you, the of man, as a legal person, a president, continue this stature. I won't give it to you. My heart is very bad. You know, living in the future, I want to prosper. I will just kind of say, all the position, dissolve your territory,
Exactly. That's affect the country. Let's see this one. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Go ahead for West Point.
Yeah, thank you. I'm having this morning to hear the honorable about the party and never follow him. I'm a true solution.
Yeah,
I want to assure him this morning. Okay, walk to very good and fit to Liberia. When the foreign authority has established law country in any other person, even a character and law country in themselves. So I can transfer my vote to any other candidate, depends on who will that you will see from a country as following you up.
So council won you over already?
So you leaving the CDC? Is that what you say?
Speaking to you, I love my country. Nothing if I do not leave citizen from my vote for him is very clear from this moment.
Oh,
wow. That's why he announced it.
Because he don't declare, you don't want to declare.
No, he won't declare. Yes. Yes, that's a lot of time already. So let's use the next 2-3 minutes. The president already out there. Yes, let's go.
Oh, that's the whole council and take a female. Please, council, please. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing?
Morning.
Thank you, council. I've been following this is Spala.
What kind
of country is this where people are waiting to run a campaign for men that we see that will bring Nigeria without proof? They sweep all the ugly things. The person is saying that that's why he can steal for. What kind of country is this? So when I see really and see they say, oh, the people up and then you see the security all and the people all in the street. Then I say, but what kind of country is this? Okay, that's it. So I think to get a lawyer to rule this country to be seen out of different perspective. I just want to say thank you, don't give up. We are there, we see official, we're following for the time for the Qatar days, for the day of Taylor. When you repeat I won't pull that.
Yeah, they remind him.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Come on.
Look, I don't think there were any question. I like the fact that everybody's talking about the graduation fee, and you should talk about it more and more. Let the people who have graduation fee call the school administrator, let them come when you're ready to explain why this graduation fee. There's no justification that makes sense. It's just another way to collect plenty of money from the parents and make them unhappy. Some of them scared to send their children to school. The day they should be happy, they are angry because they say do unto others that you may want to do unto you. My people didn't pay graduation fee from elementary school to junior high school, and those days we to graduate each place of high school, University of Liberia. My people didn't pay graduation fee, so I will never graduate from law school. My people didn't pay 1 cent for graduation fee. I cannot therefore support imposing graduation fees. Let us campaign against the graduation fee. The first thing that the people should work out. Let all Liberian people join us, and I think. This team, what kind of country is this? Just as you were saying the chorus, when I was speaking last week, by the time everyone said, what kind of country is this? Because everybody is confused. What sort of country is this? When people come and say they're going to do good thing, for example, we have two ministers of state without portfolio at the mansion. Never happened before. President traveled, then the Minister of State traveled with the President, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs traveled with the President, then the Minister of State without portfolio traveled with the President. Who stays at the mansion? The Minister of Information, the President, the Press Secretary, and the FBI Director traveled with the President to China. What kind of country is this? Just to write one release. And you know what can be in the release? The trip was fruitful and rewarding. You and you need 3 more. Yeah, that one paragraph.
Your first.
So, I take it for calling this morning, but it was a good conversation. Let's have it another time.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Kazo, thank you so much for coming through. The voice of Tiawan Saye Gongloe of Liberia's People Party right here on the Truth Breakfast show. Well, let's go for a break. Jonas Kanumba is coming up next. The president of Liberia president will be our next guest. This is the TBS. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this break.
Chichi, my son, Teddy right here. You not pay an EDC bill? Yeah, mama, I never buy it on foreign. You sure? How you buy it? Because send the money, I see you moving from here, sir. But I have to move from my house before I buy foreign. I use orange money right on my phone to pay my EDC bill. Oh, so you can use orange money now to pay your EDC bill? I will not need your transfer until you show me the code right here. My Oma, the Tina, if you're using a USD account, just that *144*141#. Or when you're using your FRD account, that *144*231#.